Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. I was asked to do a new piece. I got three. I was asked to do a new one. My man Sean used to tell me, don't do it till you get it right. Do it till you can't get it wrong. And I didn't do that. So I might mess up. So I appreciate y'all clapping because you might not be at the end. This one is about working. Everybody got a job, right? I hope. All right, it's called Fortune 500. That's what it's called. All right, the corporates. That's what I call the people that work up in the buildings. I make up a lot of words. The corporates look down on me from above my glass ceiling, which has forged this image that has contorted me. See, they prefer me to be their definition of orderly, and unfortunately, my only recourse is to resort to conformity. If not, they'll torture, maybe stone or quarter me, which is to say, pick me apart because supposedly I'm not what I ought to be. Am I really about to change for the chance at gaining wealth when they can't even pronounce my name and I can't remain myself? Always seen as the perpetrator, never considered the victim, consistently inhibited by the good old boy system and some peculiar institution, resented and viewed as a fraction on the only reason I'm present is due to affirmative action. Give me a pat on the back, tell me to keep up the good work, while they relax, kick their feet up and reap off my footwork. Every day shining them old shoes, tying my tie neatly, just to maintain that muted existence of living life bi-weekly. Every time I pull up at that building, I have to sigh deeply. I think that sigh is me sucking it up because I'm watching Father Time beat me. I've had to ask myself, does the work really match the payoff when the only thing I'm looking forward to at work is my day off? Just to get a moment of relaxation, but I can't get that to work because in the back of my mind, all I can think about is I got to go back to work. Well, I'm constantly barraged with them indirect suggestions and directives in the form of questions, nonstop audits and inspections to make sure I stay effective in the best interest of this profession. I feel lessened by every lesson, a slave to the content of a checklist with different tests and different measures, and any time that they address it, it's with a condescending gesture. But I can't respond to any lecture, so I'm forced to let it fester in the depths within my chest, and it's arrested my every pleasure. I feel like a freaking mess. I thought success would feel much better. But I guess that's the price for the mice out here in the rat race. You trying to get this cheddar. So what? I man up and remind myself that nothing is ever as bad as it seems. Ever. But I'm gonna make sure to remember to tell all the kiddies like Diddy told Biggie, don't chase the paper, chase the dream. Yo, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. Glow, you remember you said it take like a year to write a piece sometime? Remember you said it take you like a year or over that to write a piece sometime? I wrote that before I even got into the workforce. I was still in school. And then I didn't write the second half until after I got my job, and that was the easiest finish I ever. I just got home that day like, this is some BS. Like, you know what I mean? So, all right, this is a new one. I'm gonna try to do it. Please bear with me. A wise man once said, what did the wise man once say? A wise man once said, give me liberty or give me death. That would be a powerful statement if it didn't sound like such a request. Ain't no give me liberty or give me death. You can't give me nothing because you ain't give me breath. See, that implies that somebody else has the keys to the locks, but if you know the parallels, you won't fall for the paradox.
Okay.
So, here's a parallel that I noticed. When you die, they put you in a box. While you're alive, they'll try to put you in a box. But whether literally or figuratively, tangibly or intangibly, Either circumstance requires a specific prerequisite in order for them to be able to proceed and effectively putting you into a box they need for your spirit to leave. Because without his full departure, and as long as you draw oxygen, you can fix the predicament they got you in and make it impossible to box you in. But that battle don't start or stop with them. It actually begins and ends within. And when you've done a little bit of reflecting and then some thinking on your decisions, you'll realize that you're the primary constructor of that shrinking box you live in. You diminish your own spirit each and every chance you're given. And I realize it. You examine life and self and think that you're improving, but when your approach is cancerous, the fact is you're really losing. See, the irony is that the things that we do often get retracted by the way that we do things. And I say this because I notice this a lot. Have you ever come across somebody who examines life more closely but becomes more hopeless? Adopts a real F the world doctrine, a place to blame diagnosis? See, that assessment is suspect because there's a simple principle they didn't notice, which is this. If your insight makes you see negativity, you need to change your focus. That's why you're going in wrong, because you didn't begin right. You can't have a positive outlook with a negative insight. So here's something you need to understand before you choose to explore. Simply refining the scope you already have only allows you to see more of what you're already looking for. In other words, it don't matter if you have strong vision if you have wrong vision. That just means you see the wrong things more strongly. So if you're wondering why your mental expansion makes you feel more trapped, you no longer need to wonder. It's math. A negative times 2 is just a larger negative number. So this is the reason why our spirits are on the decline, because we have the best intentions, but pensiveness just turns to penance and our negatives just strengthen. Tell me if this is intelligent. We become experts in the curses of the worst, feeling that if we're well versed in perversion, then we won't be coerced because we're rehearsed at discerning the negative better, instead of changing perspectives and being receptive to the best, eliminating negative altogether. And that's just stupid. That's hustling backwards.
Okay.
Allow me to demonstrate. If I say I want to eliminate the color gray from my life, but I'm just staring at your shirt, you're going to be like, why the hell is you focusing so hard on the thing you're trying to eliminate? And that's what we do. If you look at everything, if you look at how you spend your mornings and the news that you seek out, rap beef, Facebook fights, political scandal, social drama, basketball wives said this, Republicans said that about Obama, focusing on foolishness, but it's cool as long as you submit that you don't want nothing to do with it. But your actions show that in fact you really want to be in on it. So much so that you've actually conditioned yourself to key in on it. Now realizing that directing your passion in that fashion, you've already sustained significant loss. Now realizing that directing your passion in that fashion, you've already sustained significant loss, man. I don't even know what chakras are, but I'm pretty sure yours are off, man. Chakra. Because you've conditioned yourself, you've trained yourself to hear and see more negative. And in doing so, train yourself to be more negative. Negative is in smaller, less than, diminished, minute enough to contain and box in until you're finished. The sad part is that in this very minute, I'm trying to give a positive message, but because of that self-inflicted conditioning toward negativity, a lot of y'all won't hear me clearly. So, as a wise woman once said, even after all my logic and my theory, I add a mother, so you ignorant, hear me. Right? I need some water. All right, this is the last one. I got another poem. I can do this poem. Everybody calls it the shoes poem. I ain't never really titled it. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, listen. I came up with this analogy that I think is pretty genius, okay? And since men are from Mars and women are from Venus, we need some down-to-earth analogies to bridge that gap between us. So this is what happened. She said she's a geek in the streets and a freak in the sheets, and she makes sure that he skeets every day of the week. So she don't understand. She's done everything she can. She said, I spend 45 hours a week at work, the other 123 on my man.
Okay.
Putting up with his bull and enveloped in his jealousy, and you telling me he's still compelled to be an agent of infidelity? I am everything he needs. And everything he wants, I got lots of it. I say, young lady, I agree to a certain extent, but one thing you could never be is your own opposite. See, it ain't about you lacking or what you don't got. It's just the fact is, at some point, he's gonna want something that you're not. If you're northern, he'll want southern. If you're thick, he'll want skinny. If you're light, he'll long for dark meat. If you're jumbo, he'll miss mini. Those are just his natural inclinations. They come from inside. He can't control them. She said, I can't believe you expect that excuse to ride. Look in my eyes. Roll them. She said, if you got a good woman, it shouldn't be that hard of a decision. Worry about what you got instead of wondering what you're missing. Instead of taking your sweet time and wasting on mine when most of them broads is whack, be a man and make up your mind. Pimping, what's so hard about that?
That's what they say.
It's like, damn. All right. I say, young lady, I actually respect your position. And I applaud your point of view. More y'all need to feel like that. However, I feel that you have yet to understand me the way that I've understood you. But I believe there exists that one analogy I spoke of a little earlier that will give you adequate insight with respect to just how hard it is for us to choose. We feel about you the way you feel about shoes. I want you, this is for the ladies too, I want you right now, all the women, to truly imagine the amount of pressure, panic, and strife that you feel if society told you you could only wear one pair of shoes for the entire rest of your life.
Hold on. Look around. Look around. Amen.
Would you still be a hopeless romantic if those were the circumstances? Or would it invoke certain antics to make you deviate and dance around a decision so substantial? Would you feel you need more chances to explore some other options before you're permanently banded to this one particular sandal? Or would you deem it logical to prolong it as long as possible and explore your curiosity if this is the way it's got to be? Well, more of you feel like this is not for me and not want to ignore all of your possibilities. Monogamy sounds a lot like monotony, especially when you've gotten to be quite the avid shoe lover, know what I mean?
Tell him, Keion.
And I get it. I go through it. They're attractive for so many reasons. But all their styles and different colors, the way they feel, and make you feel a little different from all the others, that's why you got so many different types. Just like me. Because they have so many different uses. But nobody wants to hear none of your gripes or your excuses. So next time you get self-righteous about how reluctant dude is and judge him on why he's so hesitant to lock it, take a second and reflect on the type of selector that you is and look at the proof that you've collected under your bed and in your closet. Thank you.